So this is for direct method, okay, for June 2018. Okay, so as compared to indirect, kalau indirect we need to open all the ledger account. Okay, of course lah, yang ni pun sama juga. Okay, but in order to answer, okay, to have the answer for cash flow from operating activities, because direct method will be significantly affected ataupun will be different for operating activities. Okay, so different method, either direct atau indirect, tempat yang signifikan perbezaannya adalah under operating activities. Because for the direct method, kita hanya 3 item saja yang kita perlu cari. Yang pertama ialah cash from customer, cash paid to supplier, and also cash paid to employees, and also expenses. Okay, so for the cash from customer, okay, so normally kita akan refer kepada account with trade receivable, because cash from customer is related to sales, and then cash paid to supplier is related to purchases. So we need to open trade payable. So dia punya content ni slightly different lah. Okay, seperti yang kita dah prepare untuk Eden. Okay, so kena be careful with these 3 account, ya, ledger account, inventory, trade payable and trade receivable. Dia tak sama macam mana kita prepare untuk Eden hari tu, indirect. And then cash paid to employees, of course lah account employee, okay, because I start with like this, kosong. Okay, so I transfer all the opening and closing balance. Sekejap ya. No, we still need to look for information, okay, with regards to sales and also purchases, whether sales and purchases is conducted on credit. Okay, mana sales dengan purchases tu is on credit basis. Okay, so kena be careful. Kalau kita is all on credit basis, maknanya all the figures yang available dalam shopper tu adalah should be transfer lah. The whole lump sum tu for the trade payables and trade receivable. But if the question only stated that sales only 75% of the total sale is on credit, so you just transfer 75%. Okay, so kita tengok information yang tu ya, kalau untuk direct. Sebab kita we are looking for the cash receipt from customer and cash paid to the supplier. So kita tengok sama ada transaction tu adalah on credit ke ataupun by cash. Cash tak masalah. Okay, kita ambil dalam cash. But this one is on credit. Okay, because kita account ni adalah account on credit. Okay, trade payables and trade receivable. Inventory, why we need to include inventory as well? Kenapa tak trade payable dan trade receivable dengan expenses saja? Sebab 3 item sahaja. Sebab we are dealing with sales and purchases of goods, which is inventory. So we need to look at in terms of movement of inventory. Okay, bila sales masuk, inventory kurang. Bila purchase, inventory bertambah. Okay, that's the reason we also need to open to also look on the inventory ledgers account. Okay, so after we dah transfer all the yang ni saya padam dulu. Okay, lepas transfer all the opening, then okay, dah ada dah ni. Okay, yang kuning ni adalah opening and closing balance. Okay, so ada kuning juga ni. Yang ni kuning ni adalah kuning yang transaction. Okay, so first kita pergi dekat shopper. Okay, revenue. Items, shopper is a revenue. So revenue will be debit. Kalau kita soalan silent, tak ada information pun. Soalan ni lagilah silent kan, sebab kita convert from indirect jadi direct. So of course tak ada information furnished with regards to that transaction. Okay, same juga dengan February 2021, soalan pun silent. So maknanya kita assume bila silent is 100% sales on credit. Begitu juga dengan purchase is 100% on credit. Okay, so revenue. The journal entry will be debit Ni revenue is sales on credit, debit, trade receivable, credit sales ataupun credit revenue. Trade receivable masuk kat sini revenue 150,000. Okay, yang biru ni revenue. Okay, and then next account ialah next item, line item that we have is cost of sales with regards to purchase, cost of sales lah, cost barang dijual. Okay, bila cost barang dijual, journal entry will be, bila cost barang dijual maknanya barang keluar, inventory kurang. So debit COS, credit inventory 77,500. Okay, settle. Lepas you dah transfer item revenue dan juga cost of sales, kita tengok soalan ni berkenaan dengan apa? Acquisition ke disposal? Acquisition. So kita pergi kat information number 5, question E then. Okay, bila acquisition maknanya kita acquire asset dan juga liability. Asset bertambah debit, liability berkurangan will be credit. Liability bertambah will be credit, asset bertambah will be debit. So kita nak deal dengan account yang available kat sini saja. Okay, inventory ada. Okay, 1,200. So debit kan acquisition of subsidiary 1,200. Next, we have account receivable, debit trade receivable. Okay, acquisition of subsidiary 1,000. And then accounts payable, trade payable is liability, should be credit side, acquisition of subsidiary. That's step number 3. Step number 1, transfer order opening and closing balance. Step number 2, transfer information on revenue and also cost of sales. Step number 3, transfer order net asset, okay, that being acquired by Eden from Ming. Dah settle yang tu, dah transfer dah inventory, trade payable and trade receivable. Then kita akan balancekan account inventory. Okay, bila kita balancekan inventory, kita akan dapat amount purchases, missing value kat sini 73300. So amount ni bahawa this is debit inventory. Okay, credit account trade payables. Okay, inventory bertambah sebab pembelian secara kredit. Credit payables, inventory 73700. After you dah transfer this cross reference between inventory and trade payables, then kita pun start balancekan all the account. Okay, so trade payable dapat cash, okay, 73820. Trade receivable also you get cash. Sekejap ya. You know. Okay, let's continue. Alright. So, apa cakap ni? Okay, so dapat ni balancekan trade payable and trade receivable. Okay, expenses. Okay, expenses. Okay. Alright. So this one is on administrative expenses. Okay. Administrative expenses 39,500. Okay. Sebab yang lain direct ya. Kita tahu share ni semua item deficit finance cost. A part of administrative expenses ni 39,500. Okay, inclusive. So ada sebahagian lagi amount expenses. Okay. Yang ni dah bayar tapi berapa balance lagi yang dalam, because dalam administrative expenses dia inclusive of this item. Maknanya kita tahu berapa lagi balance yang dalam tu yang expenses. Yang betul-betul yang admin punya. Okay. So, depreciation kita tolak kat sini debit lah. Okay, because expenses kan. So kan kita expenses kita debitkan expenses, kreditkan cash. Okay. So bila at the end of accounting period kita akan transfer all the expenses. Bila kita balance off the account, kita akan bawa ke shopper. So amount ni first shopper, masukkan amount administrative expenses 39,500. Okay, perincian dalam amount 39,500 ni inclusive of depreciation, the debit expenses 3,005, impairment of investment in associate 500, dan the impairment of goodwill on consolidation, kita dah kira from the T account 11,520, and gain on disposal of plant is income, bukannya expenses, so put on the other side. Okay, then baru kita start balancekan the account, dan we dapat kasih cash 26480. So nilai yang in red color ni yang kita akan transfer to cash flow from operating activities. Okay, so cash from customer, tengok from customer is account receivable. Ni adalah credit account receivable, debit cash, so cash inflow positive. Okay, for trade payable, debit trade payable, credit cash, cash keluar, and then expenses, debit expenses, credit cash. Okay, 26480. Nilai cash flow from operating activities, which is cash generated from operation, nilainya mesti sama. Cuba double check dengan question itu indirect. Sama tak 51,200? Sama tak? Sama kan? Sama? Anyone?
Sama madam.
Sama. Lepas tu dalam indirect hari tu kita cuma ambil yang dua item ni je, last one. Kita ambil bermula daripada cash generated from operation. Interest paid 80, taxation paid 3,400. Okay. Yang ni je yang sama dengan indirect. So figure whatever method that we apply, whether indirect ataupun direct, total net cash flow from operating activities would be the same. Yang hari tu pun sama, 47,720. Okay. Cuma pendek saja. Kalau macam ni soalan keluar direct, maknanya you save time. Sebenarnya you save time ya. Save time lah sikit. Adalah buffer time tu mungkin 5 ke 10 minit. Okay. Lepas tu sama macam biasalah, cash flow from financing activities, copy paste je daripada yang indirect hari tu. Okay, because yang lain remain the same. Okay, boleh kelas? Boleh? Okay.
Boleh madam.
Okay. Ini saya tunjuk in case kalau soalan keluar direct, at least you know lah. Okay. Sebab financing and investing kita dah discuss that day. Alright, so next let's look at question February 2021 Meru. Okay, the reason I choose this question because this is on disposal. Okay, and then requirement of the question adalah gunakan direct method. But I'm not going to to discuss on direct method, but I will share the solution on direct method. Saya nak guna indirect. Okay, because indirect lagi comprehensive. Okay, alright. Sebab in practice pun orang guna indirect, bukannya direct method. Okay, so this is basically dia punya accounting period dia adalah ended middle of the year. So this is last year, this is current year. So last year maknanya ended 30th June 2019, maknanya current year bermula 1st July 2019 until 30th June 2020. 20. Okay, 2020. Okay, if you look at the item here, okay, so kita guna indirect method kan. Okay, so if you look at here, okay, alright, kita baca dulu requirement. Okay, Additional information. Administrative expenses include depreciation of property, depreciation of PPE amounted to 280,000. Gain on disposal of building. Okay. Soalan tak bagi. So kita kena carilah. Okay, ni tak bagi kan? Mana? Okay. Ni soalan tak bagi. Kenapa saya tak betul? Oh, betul ya. Okay, gain on disposal of kappa. Who is kappa? A subsidiary. Okay, so disposal of subsidiary, disposal of building, and impairment of goodwill pun tak tahu. 3 yang kita kena find out. Okay, number 2. Other expenses include current year debentures interest. Other expenses which is item in SOPA. Other expenses ni include debentures interest current year. Okay, so berapa nilai dia? Kita pergi ke atas, current year debentures 1,500. Prescribed rate is 10%. Okay, so kita terus calculate here. 1,500 times 10%. So we get 150. Okay. During the year ended 30th June 2020, end of the year, a building with a carrying value of 830 was disposed for cash. So this is disposal of building. Yang mana kita cari tadi kat atas ni question mark ni. Disposal of, where is it? Ni, disposal of building. Okay, gain. Berapa nilai gain dia? So debitkan cash. Okay, 1,300. Saya delete the last 30. This is disposal. So building PPE lah. Okay, amount dia, current value dia is 830. So kreditkan gain. How much gain? Berapa kelas?
470.
Okay, 470. So dah settle dah. 470 dapat nilai kat sini. Gain is 470. Okay, next. Okay, number 4. Okay, so Meru Soor is interest in 75% own subsidiary Kappa. Okay, they dispose all. So all. Okay, remember untuk topik decrease in shareholding, kita ada treatment yang berbeza bergantung kepada remaining status dia. Is there any change in terms of the relationship? Kalau you still remember untuk kalau acquisition simple, senang. Disposal. Remember? From subsidiary dispose 100%, dispose all. So from there is a change in status from subsidiary into nothing. Okay, no status at all after that because they dispose all the controlling interest. Number 2, subsidiary dispose only small percentage. Now from subsidiary become simple investment. Number 3, subsidiary dispose certain amount of percentage now become an associate. From sub become associate. And then scenario number 4, sub to sub. Remember for the first 3, from sub to no relationship at all, from sub to simple investment, from sub to associate, whatever remaining goodwill should be written off against gain or loss on disposal. But for sub to sub, okay, the goodwill remain intact, okay, remain the same. No need to write off. Ingat lagi? Alright, so dekat sini kita ada perubahan status from subsidiary now jadi no relationship at all. Sebab dia dispose all. Okay, asal-asalnya subsidiary now dah tak ada relationship. So, kita kena ingat effect dia on treatment of the goodwill. Treatment on goodwill. Yang mana kita kena write off any remaining goodwill. Okay, ingat tu. Whatever knowledge yang you dah belajar dekat yang question number 1, still juga kena apply dekat question number 2. Okay. So sekarang ni kita bagi dah remaining goodwill. So nilainya kita kena write off nanti against gain or loss. Whatever answer dapatkan gain ataupun loss on disposal. Okay, so maknanya kita kena kira nanti bila soalannya disposal. Kalau soalan tak minta pun wajib kira gain or loss on disposal. Okay. Alright, so opposite dengan acquisition yang kita dah discuss last week on Eden, Berhad. Disposal maknanya kita buang, dispose. So all the asset dispose maknanya kena kredit. Asset semua kena kredit sebab pengurangan asset. Because dispose, liability pun akan berkurangan. So kita akan debit liability. Okay. Alright. So settle. Okay. So kalau tengok kat sini, bila Meru dispose ke apa, termasuk cash 50,000. Meaning to say that bila kita dispose tadi dapat duit 550. Okay. Dia dapat duit 550 ni. Okay. Duit dia dapat 550. Sebenarnya 550 ni is a gross yang dapat. Bila kita deal dengan subsidiary, kita kena net, dapatkan net cash flow. Kalau associate, gross. Tak perlukan net. Okay, saya ada mention dalam lecture hari tu. Kalau dia dengan subsidiary, kita bezanya lah whatever cash flow based on acquisition ataupun disposal, it should be at net. Okay. So, dia dapat 550 tapi dia terpaksa let go cash or bank balances of kappa 50,000. So, tolak 50. Tinggal 50 je sebenarnya proceed yang dia ada. Yang dia terima lah. Proceednya memang 550 tapi the actual cash yang dia terima adalah 500. Okay. So, 500 ni item apa kelas? This is item apa ni? Disposal of subsidiary. Item apa? Financing ke investing? Financing ke investing?
Investing.
Okay, investing kan? Alright, so investing activities. So sebenarnya kan saya kata ledger yang you all buat tu tak ada markah. So sepatutnya bila dapat soalan question number 2, buat terus template. Okay, cash. Tengok soalan apa, direct ke indirect. Kalau indirect, start dengan profit after tax. Okay, adjustment. Okay, profit. Profit after tax. Profit before tax. Okay, and then terus buat cash flow from operating, cash flow from investing, cash flow from financing. Terus masuk bawah investing, disposal of subsidiary 500. Dah ada dalam template you satu item. Okay, itu yang pertama. Okay, and then sebab tak semua item ni yang kita perlu depends on ledger. Okay, sebab kusyuk sangat buat ledger, tapi tinggal item yang sepatutnya tak perlu pun ledger account. Kami dapat dah nilai tu straight away daripada passage. Okay. Apa lagi kat sini? Okay, dah settle ni. Okay, nombor 5. 500,000 total amount debentures have been issued at par on 1st July 2019, awal tahun. And full year debentures interest was paid during the year. Kita tengok dah rekod belum? Okay, 500,000. Tengok debentures tadi. Last year 1 million atau 1,000. Current year 1,005. Okay, dah rekod dah 500,000 additional debentures acquired. So ini transaction during the year. So kita ada issue debentures. Issue debentures financing ke investing?
Financing.
Financing. Financing kan? Financing. Dapat capital kan? Dapat duit. Kan debentures is source of financing. So dekat cash flow from financing, terus tulis issue debentures. Amount dia RM500,000. Okay. So what be the journal entry here class? Nak tunjuk kat sini. Okay. Issue maknanya kreditkan di bank. Sorry. Bukan debit. Kreditkan di debentures. Kreditkan di debentures 50,000. Debitkan cash. Cash ni yang masukkan dalam cash flow. Issue debentures 50,000. Okay, dah ada dah. 2 item. Dah ada dalam template. Okay. Full year debentures interest was paid. Kita kira tadi. Kita ambil dah kira. 1,005. Okay. So covered. Settle. Okay. Number 7 is on NCI measurement partial. Okay. A. Calculate gain or loss on disposal. Okay. Nak kira gain or loss on disposal. Apa template di kelas? Start dengan apa dulu? Nak determine gain or loss on disposal? Start dengan apa? Tak ingat dah. Sales proceed. Berapa dia ni? 550. Lepas tu plus. Tak ingat dah tu. Fair value of remaining asset. Sorry, remaining shares. Ada ke remaining share dalam soalan ni? Ada tak? Ada. Dispose semua share dia. So dash. Lepas tu tolakkan dengan fair value net asset of subsidiary at GOD. Okay. So remember dalam ni kita tak deal dengan ordinary share capital or reserve. Kita deal dengan asset and liability which representing kita punya net asset. So kita listkan semua aset yang diberi dalam soalan Meru tu. Okay, kita ada apa? Tengok information number 4. Okay, kita listkan semua. PPE. Okay, dapat 380. Kita ada inventories. Okay, 188. Okay. Kita ada accounts receivable, nak dapatkan net asset ya. Asset tolak liability. Okay. Account receivable 65. Cash 50. Okay. Accounts payable. Okay. Kena tolak sebab dapatkan net asset. Okay. Tax payable. Okay. Tolak 3. Okay. Dapat berapa kelas? Dapat berapa?
610.
610. 610. Ni soalan on disposal. Kalikan dengan yang didispose 75%. Dapat berapa? 610. Tolakkan dengan
457.5.
berapa?
45,7.5.
Betul? Tolak.
Well.
Nilai kappa. Betul kappa ke nama ni? Kappa ke? Kappa Apa nama subsidiary? Kappa. Nilai kappa waktu disposal nilainya 457.5. Tapi kita jual nilai 550. Untung ke rugi Meru? Kalau nilai positif pasti untung lah kan. Sebab nilai value cuma 457. Tapi kita jual higher than dia punya fair value. So gain. Dapat berapa gain kat sini? Whatever lah gain berapa ni. Gain on disposal. Okay. Now we have change in relationship from subsidiary. Now no relationship at all. So whatever goodwill kita kena minus ataupun write off from gain yang kita dapat tadi. Gain on disposal kita akan write off kan dengan goodwill yang available ataupun yang remaining goodwill 30. Okay, semua dapat gain kan? Dapat gain kan? Is it gain on disposal? Betul? Is it gain or disposal?
Gain.
Kan? Gain or disposal. Okay. So berapa amount dia kelas?
62.5.
62.5. Okay. Gain or disposal ni masuk dalam cash flow nanti. Betul? Ni amount. Okay. Kalau you still remember macam kita buat untuk acquisition. Okay. Item yang kita masukkan dalam, yang kita perlu ambil kira daripada pengiraan goodwill ke whatever. Pertama kita ambil goodwill, kita transfer dalam account goodwill. NCI, transfer dalam account NCI. Betul? Sama juga yang ni. Kita tak kira goodwill bagi purchase ni. Kita kira gain or loss. So gain or loss ni akan appear dalam mana kelas? Investing ke ataupun financing? Investing. Betul? Betul? Terus je. Tak apa panjang tak kira terus gain on disposal. Terus transfer dekat under cash flow from investing. Okay. Dapatkan gainnya 62.5. Ni duit terima gain. Okay. So positive. Alright. NCI. Okay. Kalau you still remember, tu buat kasih kolom NCI. Okay. NCI. Okay. Ini 610 kali dengan 75%. NCI dia 25%. Kita akan write off semua kan? Okay. So 610 kalikan dengan 25% dapat berapa kelas? Dapat berapa?
152.5.
Apa?
152.5.
152.5. 152.5. Bracket lah. Sebab dah kita reduction in NCI. Betul? Betul kelas? Reduction. Daripada ada kepada tiada. So pengurangan. So nilai ni pergi mana? Nilai ni pergi kat T account. Yang ni pergi mana? Dekat cash flow. Okay? Ni masuk T account nanti. So ini adalah pengurangan NCI. So dalam account ledger NCI nanti should be debit NCI. Okay? Dispose of subsidiary 152.5. Okay, boleh kelas? Ada soalan? Ada soalan? Okay, kalau tak ada kita pergi kepada how to answer the question. Okay, saya dah buat ledger kat sini. Okay. Yang warna biru, warna turquoise ataupun biru tu adalah opening balance. Okay. So saya masukkan all the figure here. Okay, sebelum tu. Lupa nak highlight. Okay, question. Okay, this one. Tengok balik. Kita buka ledger account kan, soalan indirect. Okay, kita buat indirect approach. Okay, so yang ni kita akan buka ledger, investment, goodwill. Okay, tadi short term, tadi ada mention short term is classified as, where is it? Ada tak? Ni. Short term investment classified as cash equivalent. Okay, so kita tak perlu prepare ledger. Sebab dia sama macam cash. Okay, tax recoverable saya combine terus dengan tax payable. Okay, buat satu account saja. Kita nak save masa. Itu juga kalau ada interest paid dengan interest payable combine. Okay, cash and bank balance tak perlu. Account receivable buka, inventory buka, ni buka. Okay, retain profit. Tengok balik soalan ni ada tak Soci? Ada. Okay. Then ambil jawapan ni. Dividend paid. Dividend paid by holding. Financing ke? Investing? Financing ke investing?
Financing.
Dividend paid by holding. Should be should be financing kan? Financing. So terus ambil figure ni 177. Put in bracket because this is dividend paid cash outflow. Letak kat situ dividend paid by holding. Bawah cash flow from financing. Okay. So bila ada changes ni, Soci ni, tak perlulah kita buka account retain profit. Save dah. Okay. NCI buka, accounts payable buka. Okay. Redeemable debentures tak perlu buka. Sebab dah tahu dah. Okay. Dalam dia mesti ada 500 cash. Jenis dia debit cash. Dah ada dah. Okay. Kalau tak percaya, saya dah buat dah kat sini. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Jawapan tadi. Okay. Kita tunjuk accounts debentures. Nampak? 500. Jangan keluar balik benda yang ni. Okay, 500. So tak payah buka, save time. Okay, tengok pula account retain earnings, retain profit. Okay, nampak tak? Jawapan dia 17. Sama macam dalam Soce. Saya dah highlight ni waktu kita discuss Eden last week. Kalau ada Soci, tak perlu prepare retain profit. Dah ada dah. You're wasting your time sebenarnya. Okay. So, okay. Yang ni soalannya okay, tak ada masalah. Okay. So, nampak tak tax payable dengan tax recoverable saya combine. Okay. Tengok kejap ya. Yang lain tak ada masalah. Transfer opening and closing balance. Okay. Tengok account tax recoverable. Opening dia kosong. Tak ada. Closingnya 30. Okay. Then combine dengan tax payable. Tax payable opening dia 430 credit because it's a liability. Okay, closing ni tiada. Dah settle. Okay. So, combine saja. You save time. Okay, at least you ada buffer time about 5 minutes. Okay, by minimize ledger account yang you all perlu buka. Okay. So, and then semua transfer. Okay, dah transfer semua opening balance for the Shopee. Then kita akan transfer dahulu adjustment dalam additional information. Number 1, depreciation property 250. Lepas tu gain on disposal of building. Remember tadi information number 3 with regards to disposal of building, credit PPE 830. Okay. Gain on disposal 470 dengan cash akan masuk dalam shopper. Okay. Next, kita ada gain on disposal of kappa. Okay. Gain on disposal of kappa juga masuk dalam shopper. Okay, tak ada kat sini. Impairment of goodwill. Yang ni kita kena carilah impairment of goodwill. Okay. So, number 2 settle. Number 2 is just shopper juga. Okay, number 3 settle, number 4. Okay, disposal. So all the asset and liability kita kena tolak. Okay, so asset tolak, PPE tolak, dispose of subsidiary. Inventory. Okay, pengurangan tolak, disposal 188. Okay, account receivable 65. Okay, cash dengan bank balance tak ada ledger account. Okay, accounts payable tadi di atas, pengurangan liability should be debit, disposal of subsidiary. Okay, tax payable. Okay, mana account tax tadi? This is liability. Pengurangan liability should be sebelah debit. Okay, disposal. Okay, tu settle. Okay, dah transfer semua. Okay, then kita pergi kepada shopper. Okay, shopper, item, kita nak transfer ni item. Okay, yang pertama share of associate, because ada associate. Okay, ini adalah profit share of profit associate ni adalah profit. So dalam shopper dia adalah credit. Okay, dalam shopper credit maknanya debit investment in associate, credit shopper, so debit. Okay, nampak dalam shopper dia credit, so dekat account dia adalah debit. Okay, next kita transfer amount taxation. Ini expenses so expenses is a taxation dalam shopper debit shopper credit tax. Okay, mana tax? Credit tax. Okay, so apa 546. Lepas tu attributable. Okay, retain profit 774, NCI 439. Okay, dah transfer semua, dah tak ada apa dah. Okay, dan kita pun startlah balance kan. Okay, dapatlah cash untuk property PPE, cash untuk accounts, okay, cash untuk investment in associate, goodwill, okay. Ini disposal of goodwill, tak dispose, saya lupa dispose goodwill tadi. Kita write off, okay. So debit kan goodwill, pengurangan goodwill, kita write off ke disposal tadi. So jangan lupa tolak daripada goodwill, okay. Because any remaining balance ni kita ketutupkan account dia kan. So tak ada nilai. Okay, so yang lain balance kan je. Okay, so akan dapat nilai cash. Okay, dah dapat nilai cash tu baru kita akan prepare dia punya account, dia punya format. Okay, start dengan profit before tax. Okay, depreciation PPE. Okay, yang ni remember dekat sini adjustment ni hanya untuk non-cash item non-cash item. Okay, termasuk dengan interest. Okay, and then bukan sangat kita adjust, sebab kita juga akan buat reversing expenses, kita tambah, income kita tolak. Kita ambil yang pertama. Okay, kita tengok dalam soalan you ada item yang pertama ada selling and distribution expenses. Itulah memang cash. Okay, tak perlu adjust, memang dah cash. Administrative expenses, dalam tu ada yang non-cash. So, start dengan depreciation, yang ni nak buat untuk administrative dahulu. Okay, yang ni 250 diberi. Okay, 250. Apa hang? Okay, dah hang dah. So kita transfer je lah. Okay, yang ni macam yang kita discuss lah. Alright, so the first item ni gain, depreciation, gain on disposal building, gain on disposal subsidiary. Okay, yang ni daripada working A tadi. Okay, and then impairment of goodwill 40, datang daripada ledger account goodwill. Okay, 40. Okay, impairment. Okay, and then lepas tu kita ada item number 2, additional information, other expenses include current year debentures interest. So kita letak kat sini debentures interest is expenses, so kita kena add. Mana yang gain kita tolak. Okay, and then tengok item yang diberi, lepas ada expenses ada share of associate, okay, tolak. Yang ni tak ada masalah, tengok balik dari account. Apa ni, inventory, trade payable and trade receivable. Kalau tengok account trade payable, trade receivable ni semua adalah increase in accounts payable, cash inflow. Okay, increase because dia punya kuning ni sebelah kredit. Okay, cash ni sebelah kredit. So debit cash, credit accounts payable. So accounts payable increase, cash inflow. Whereas untuk accounts trade receivable dengan inventory, okay, ni asset asset bertambah, cash outflow because debit inventory, cash, credit cash. Itu juga dengan accounts receivable, debit account receivable, credit cash. So all the three accounts actually increase, but only for accounts payable your cash inflow. Yang lain cash outflow. That's why kat sini negative. Okay, increase, semua increase. Inventory outflow, receivable outflow, cash payable saja inflow. Interest paid. Okay, so you always must remember dalam soalan mesti ada interest paid. It can be in terms of directly letak interest ataupun debentures interest ataupun finance cost. Okay, mesti ada. Okay, that's why dalam soalan tadi disuruh you all kira debentures interest for current year. Okay, and then yang ni tak ada masalah lah, ikut balik pada ledger account tadi yang mana kurang. Okay, dividend received from associate 10, ini disposal of subsidiary. Okay, proceed from disposal item number 3 tadi dapat cash 1003. Yang ni issue share 500, semua ni ada balance di ledger account. Okay, and then you total up everything, you akan dapat positive. So net increase. Okay, so the total opening and closing balance for cash and cash equivalent, kita kena tambah nilai cash dan juga cash short term investment. Ini cash plus dengan short term investment. Ini juga cash dan short term investment. Opening dan juga closing. So bila you total out 76 plus 533, you should get back the same amount 609 if you are total 429 plus 180. Okay, at the end of this page, saya juga provide working untuk direct method. Jadi soalan yang nak dah sebenarnya kan. Direct method ni yang punya ledger account. Okay, so itu saja. Okay, I will share with you the solution ni later on after I finish my class 12:30 nanti saya akan share dengan semua group. Okay, so since this is our last class, test 1 saya dah mark.